Chatting with Kathy. I, of course, am Kathy. Today we have with us two former roommates from the University of Nebraska at Lincoln, Katie and Carissa. They're here today and they're going to tell us a little bit about how to meet your roommate. They both came to the university not knowing each other. They were random roommates. Katie is from Michigan and Carissa is from right here in Nebraska. So they're just going to talk to us a little bit about what it was like when they first met each other as roommates and give us, maybe our viewers, some advice and suggestions on how to meet your roommate. So we'll start off with you, Katie. What did you do when you first found out that Carissa was going to be your roommate?
Well, I remember I found out in a letter through the mail. The university just sent me a piece of mail, and my mom brought it in the one day, set it down on the table, and just kind of called me down the stairs and said, "Katie, you have some mail." And so I come down and I open it up, and I'm kind of excited because it's from the university, and I pull the letter out, and I wasn't really sure what it was at first, and then I read it a little bit, and it said that your random roommate was selected. So I opened it up, read a little bit farther because I only half opened it, and opened it up a little bit farther and kept reading, and it said that Carissa was my roommate. So my mom was like, "Well, you should probably talk to her before you move in." And so I thought about how I was going to do it, and her cell phone number was on there, and her home phone was on there, and her email address was on there, but I was like, well, I don't really want to call her, and texting is kind of informal, and I don't know, sometimes people just don't email me back. So I was like, well, how about I try Facebook? So I went on Facebook and looked through her pictures and looked on her info, and I felt like I knew Carissa before I even moved in. It was really awesome.
Wow, that's really interesting and kind of creepy, but I guess Facebook is what kids use these days, so I can understand that. Moving on, Carissa, what was it like the first time that you actually met Katie?
It was a bit awkward. I moved in on a Saturday and she had already moved in on the Friday. So up the stairs, my dad was carrying a huge box. We went straight to the room and I unlocked it, and Katie was standing there in her bathrobe because she'd just gotten out of the shower. So that was a bit awkward, so we retreated to the hallway and let her get ready.
Ah, wow, I can see how that could be a little bit of an awkward situation, but those things can happen when you're first moving into the dorms. So how did this random roommate situation work out for you two? Did either of you experience any problems?
I feel like we just had your typical roommate problems. One of my pet peeves was when Carissa came home at night, she liked to listen to her music really loud, and I remember one night specifically, I went home and wanted to study for my big test the next day, and Carissa had a friend over, and they decided that at 10 o'clock at night they were going to have a dance party. So I said something, I was just trying to study, and we got it all worked out, and it didn't happen again. So
once her alarm clock went off at 4 in the morning on a Saturday when she wasn't there, so that was a bit annoying, but we worked it out.
Good. I can see those are both very typical roommate problems, very common, but I'm glad to hear that you both worked through those. Do either of you have any suggestions or pieces of advice for our viewers that are going to be incoming freshmen next fall and are going to meet their roommate for the first time?
I definitely think that when your RA gives you the roommate agreement sheet at the beginning of the year, that you should definitely fill it out, because you want to be able to comply with your roommate's requests, but you also want them to be able to comply with yours as well, and you want to have that agreement between the two of you.
Well, there you have it, folks. Those are some great suggestions from Katie and Carissa about how to first meet your roommate. Tune in next week as we will be discussing bathroom etiquette in the dorm rooms. Thanks for tuning in.
Oh, hello there. 1 in every 15 kids gets Facebook creeped. It's a serious problem among our adolescents. Don't do it, or you will die. Thank you.